Hello and welcome to JavaScript Evangelist. This video is part of Learn Angular 4 step-by-step series. This is part 1 of Firebase Authentication with Angular, and in today's video we'll learn how to create a nice login form, and mostly it's going to be about form builder and HTML and CSS. Upcoming videos will learn how to protect the blog post route and allow access only to the signed up users. Let's get started. We'll need a guest view, navigation, and login and registration pages. I have already created the home component, and as you can see, I have already added it to the routes page. So under my app routes, I have added a new path called home, and home component is getting loaded. And also you can see I've added the navigation component. So I'm able to click on this navigation now. As well, you can see the home route and the home component. So just to show you, this is the HTML of navigation component, and the navigation TypeScript file is pretty much empty. And this HTML I have just copy pasted from Bootstrap snippets, and I've also added the app navigation inside our app component over here. It's time to create the login component. So just type in the Angular CLI ng g for generate component login. So as you can see, we have created a login component, and Angular CLI smartly added it to our app modules over here. You can see over here. All right, so it's time again to add the route for the login. Okay, I'm just going to add HTML and CSS form for the login HTML. I'll just close everything else and just open the TypeScript. Okay. As you can see, I have added a simple form and some dummy buttons for now. And going back to the login component, dummy function for now, it's going to be login. And also I'm going to add a public form, and it's going to be part of form group. You'll soon come to see how I'm going to use this inside the HTML. Inside the constructor, I'm going to load the form builder service as a private. All right, I'm not going to go deeper into reactive forms yet, but just to tell you quickly, form builder allows you to have reactive forms. So you can subscribe to the values, and you can even change the values of a form. And to create a reactive form, all you have to do is have a public variable called form, which you have to use it inside the HTML, and also add it as a form builder, and make sure to add reactive forms module under app module and load it after the forms reactive module under the imports. So this dot form equal to this dot form builder, and this is going to be a group of form builder. So you have to pass the input elements over here. So I'm going to have a field called email, and it is going to be have a validations called required. And you can see validators has been added as part of Angular forms. And I'm going to have another field called password. All right, so once you have the form variable setup, you have to also add it to the HTML. So inside the form tag, make sure you add make sure you disable the autocomplete. Also disable the HTML5 validation, and we have to specify the form group over here. And pass the form public variable that we just created inside the component. All right, now it's time for the form group variables. So after At the end of this input field, we have to specify the form. We have to specify the form control name, and that is going to be email for this one. And I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. And just the same variable name, I'm going to pass it as a form control name for the password. All right, and on the submit of this form, I have to run a function that is login. And that's it with the HTML part. And you can also see I have added some of the HTML. So this is basically I just copy pasted from boot snips. All right, so we have the HTML and CSS ready. Also inside the login component TypeScript file, we have the form builder ready. The login function, it's just going to log, for now, it's just going to log a console log. We have to get the form input values first. So I'm going to set up a constant over here called input value. And this is going to be this dot form dot value. So this object has a note of email and password, and I'm just going to do a console log input value dot email and input value dot password. It will log the email and the password for us. So let's see how it works. So I'm just going to go to the login, and as you can see, the HTML is already looking pretty good. You can even refresh over here, and you can see login path is working fine. And if you just enter something over here just for now, okay, it's printing them out. The validation is not working right now. Don't worry about that, because the only validation we have added is for the required. About the validation, I'm not going to go deeper. I'm just going to get the value of the email address and the password, and just going to submit it to the authentication service. So in the next video, we are going to create an authentication service, which will basically make a call to the Firebase auth service. So we are going to make a call something like this, call to the auth service, and which is going to be let's say if we have an auth service, so which will be something like this, auth service dot login, and we are going to pass the email and the password which we have over here. So once we pass this value to our auth service, we have to subscribe to that. So of course this service is going to return us an observable, and once we have this value, and depending on the success, if it's a success, we'll just navigate the user to the blog post, and if it's a failure, we'll just alert or maybe show a toaster message, some kind of alert to the user. And so see you soon in the next video, where we create actual Firebase authentication with the service using Angular. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It really motivates me to keep on adding new videos for you. Thank you.